Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, dogs, and cats, and welcome back to Calm Down Level Up. Today we are here again in our Balkan Union series. This series actually might end this episode because I think the Axis are about to go on a crazy killing spree, but we never know, so this might not even actually run 3 parts. This might be the last part. But again, welcome everybody that came from Drew's channel in the previous episode. If you guys remember last time, our Balkan Union that we've made with Romania completely got killed by the Axis. It got into a war. It allied Poland and Czechoslovakia. They didn't make it, and eventually they fell too. They're technically not dead. They're down here in Thrace and Crete. But anyways, boys, the Axis is doing war with the USSR. France is not doing anything yet. We're still waiting to see which kind of fascism they go down. They have the option to create their own faction, to get Italy to join the French faction, or to just join the Axis themselves. Germany has 121 divisions, and Italy has 141 divisions. Versus the Soviets, 211. It's going to be pretty even. Guatemala declared war on Honduras. That's pretty cool. It's going to be pretty even division-wise, but factory-wise, the Axis completely out-reduce the Soviet Union. And there we go. Belgium joined the Allies as well. The Netherlands joined the Allies. Wars are just breaking out everywhere. We have Xinjiang declaring war on Afghanistan. Afghanistan joined the Axis, but Germany's now doing a round the Maginot. So we could see, I guess, Germany get itself into another one of those two-front wars like they always like to do. Soviet Union called Luxembourg. Okay, I think Luxembourg is a commune. So much stuff is just happening right now. The Spain joined the Axis. It just keeps coming. Oh, France joined the Axis. So they decided that solidifies Peru. Peru joined the Axis. That solidifies Europe for the Axis. I don't think that Germany's going to have to worry about Colombia joining the Allies. I don't think that Germany's going to have to worry about the Western Front. It's just the Eastern Front they're going to have to worry about, because it does seem like they're having a little bit of a hard time with the Soviets. So World War II has traveled to South America. There are actually 2 fronts in South America. Only one is fighting, though. Portugal joined the Allies. Nationalist Spain declared war on Portugal. Switzerland also joined the Allies. So Spain's 32 divisions, can they actually take on Portugal? Portugal's got 22. And I'm sure Spain's sending some divisions off elsewhere. Plus Portugal's going to get support from the other allied countries. I think Spain's in a bad spot, but the Benelux has been completely destroyed by the joint German and French armies. So I'm sure that once that's dealt with, they're going to make sure that Spain does not lose. Norway also joined the Allies because Germany's just declaring war on everyone at this point. Yeah, the French are now down here helping destroy the Portuguese army. There's actually German tanks down here as well. Denmark also joined the Allies. Germany's just not stopping. I think I did mention before that I thought that the Axis were really going to stir stuff up this episode, and, you know, I was right. So it looks like the Axis are going to actually capture Egypt from the British. There's just so many divisions in North Africa for the Axis, including France. Now that they actually have France on their side, there's no way the British are going to be able to defend this. Plus, the French are also attacking in the north from Syria. So Africa is probably a lost cause for the Allies. Unless America joins, then they might have a little bit more divisions to fight with. So it looks like we found our new Switzerland because Switzerland's gone. They decided to join the Allies and not be neutral this episode. Kingdom of Hungary is non-aligned, neutral, and haven't joined any factions. Plus, they're landlocked right in the middle of the whole war. So Hungary has decided to become the next Switzerland. Also in South America, the Netherlands actually took France's colony, so technically the Allies won on that front. But Peru is giving Colombia a really hard time. And we could be saying that the Axis is winning on this front in South America. Alright, so these guys just joined the Axis too. Actually, apparently all of China has decided to join the Axis. I can't remember if that happened last episode or if that's just something that happened that I missed, but China is in the Axis. That's a pretty big development, I would say. Could this be the first time that we actually watch Japan and China join the same faction together and not even have a war? Also, Afghanistan is trying over here. They are in the Axis. They're the Axis' little tiny member over in the mountains. So they're trying to hold, but it looks like the Soviets are actually going to succeed this time. Look at Italy's invasion. Actually, these are French troops. They're just walking down. They're not even trying to capture, like, the important stuff up here. Actually, I guess these Italians are. They're about to take Cairo. This is also a pretty weird sight to see. Belgium invading and taking French territories in Africa. It is strange. I don't think I'll ever see it again. But it's cool. Saudi Arabia declared war on Oman. Okay, there's a whole bunch here. Bolivia declared war on Paraguay. And does that mean Japan? Japan is in the Axis. Japan and China, without fighting a war, both independently joined the Axis together. Isn't that insane? So we have a war between Bolivia and Paraguay. One of these guys could join the Axis here. one of these guys could join the Allies. Well, one's non-aligned and one's communist. So it looks like the Germans are starting to turn the tide of the war over here in the east. It was never really going towards either side, but the Soviets still were taking some border provinces. Looks like they're getting pushed back though, and actually the Soviets are getting pushed into their own territory. Saudi Arabia and Oman, both being non-aligned, also didn't join any factions, but Saudi Arabia just got quite a bit bigger. They'll probably be going after Yemen next. And there goes the Japanese and Chinese joint invasion of the Soviet Union. There are not just Chinese and Japanese, but multiple different kinds of Chinese here too, all working together instead of fighting each other. Oh, okay, so all of China went to Shaanxi, and then Shaanxi joined the Axis. So somehow this guy won over the hearts of the Chinese people and has become the new Chinese leader. So at this point, both Kiev and Minsk have fallen. Moscow's on the way, but in order for them to capitulate, they're going to have to lose Sevastopol, Stalingrad, and Leningrad. So there's still a ways from capitulating. Anything could really happen at this point. But the Soviets are losing the war, and they probably will be losing the war from now on. So the British have 28 divisions. Not very many, and look at the amount of divisions that are stationed in Britain itself. Not very many. Actually, it's mostly outside help. Apparently they can invite Honduras into the Allies if they wanted to. So the invasion of Norway has started. I'm not sure if this invasion is going to last very long though, because they do only have one port, and there's not very many divisions here yet. But there could be more Germans and more Italians coming at any time. So yeah, this Axis this game was just really, really strong, getting France in there, as well as basically gaining all of Eastern Europe and the Balkans super quickly and super early. I mean, aside from the Soviet Union, obviously, that came later. But like everything that was in the Balkan Union and Poland, the Axis got that so fast and so early. And they're already at Moscow. They'll be walking into Moscow here at any moment. Bolivia's having a civil war. Plurinational Bolivia declared war on Bolivia. And the Second Brazilian Republic declared war on Brazil. 2 civil wars at the same time. I think I've seen this before where Bolivia and Brazil both have civil wars at once, and they're both democratic. And I'm pretty sure they usually both lose, but we'll have to see. Moscow has fallen. Now they're just working on Leningrad and Stalingrad, and the rest is going to be history. Actually, it looks like they forgot about Leningrad. Are they going to go get it? It's still sitting there. There you go. Now you can walk in. Guangxi clique also joined Axis by declaring war on Portugal, which I'm guessing that means they just want to take Macau back. Almost every Chinese state has united under the Axis, and it has just made a really, really strong Asia. It's actually going to be really interesting to see what happens with the Axis once the Comintern and possibly the Allies, if the Allies lose, capitulate. Because the Comintern is totally dead here. The Allies still might have a slight chance of defeating the Axis, but once the Comintern and the Axis do capitulate, is the Axis just totally going to break up due to all these conflicting members in Asia over here, as well as France and Germany being in the same faction? So the Soviet Union is 86% towards capitulation. I mean, that's not going to last too long. They need 14% less. Alright, Venezuela also just joined the Axis. It looks like there actually are attempts on naval invasions into the UK. So even though these are failing, this does mean that it's going to start happening. Oh god, look at this. The United States joined allies. Italy at this point has pretty much reclaimed all of Ethiopia back. It was all taken by the British, and now the British are kind of paying for it by getting encircled everywhere. Kenya and Tanzania are up next, and the Central African French colonies are after that. Belgium's probably going to lose the Congo. So the Soviets are so desperate that they've moved their capital right here. It's not even a city, it's just a state. They are 96% towards capitulation. They only need to lose like 2 more little towns. This guy right here with the 3 points might actually be enough. The Germans are just walking in at this point. The Soviets only have 43 divisions. So many dead divisions, jeez. Oh, I think he did it. The town was just taken. The Soviet Union capitulated and now it's doing a crazy peace conference. So 91 states to the German Reich, 37 states to Empire of Japan. Luxembourg and Tuva were annexed. Xinjiang, CC Clique, Great Mongolian State, and China were all puppeted. And only 25,000 equipment were seized. The Soviet Union is actually still alive, not a puppet, over here. Its capital is that. The CC Clique, Great Mongolian State, Xinjiang are all puppets of Japan. And Germany actually didn't get any puppets. But that's okay because they annexed 90 states. Yunnan joined the Allies. That's pretty big for the Allies, you know. Bolivia declared war on Paraguay again. We saw that happen before. So this is what the naval invasions into Britain look like. Spain actually holds a lot of the British Isles here. Actually, wow, it looks like if the UK capitulates, then the entire war is over. British Raj is not counted as a major, but even if they were, they are being invaded. So who would have thought Franco's troops are the ones that actually take over the British Isles in this timeline. The British capital is now up in Scotland. Oh god, look at that. They've capitulated. And I think that's the peace deal right there. Oh my god. What did they do to the British Isles? France took 50 states. Yep, that's mostly in Africa and stuff. Italy took 16 states. A couple of those are in the British Isles over here. Oh my god. A lot of the overseas colonies are now Italian. Nationalist Spain took 2 states. I'm not actually sure where those are, but they're probably like island states somewhere. Guangxi took 3 states. That looks like that's just Yunnan, maybe something else. Oh yeah, that would be Hong Kong. Empire of Japan took 17 states. Mostly over here, Australia is just Empire of Japan now, and most of the Dutch East Indies. And the ones that weren't annexed, it's now the Japanese East Indies. Belgium was annexed, Yunnan was annexed, Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Denmark, Switzerland were all annexed. The British Empire, Rex Protectorate Norway, Canada, Colombia, Greater Portugal, French Raj, and Japanese East Indies were all puppeted. So Colombia is a French puppet state. Italy has this piece over here, and France got these guys. And of course we have Reichsprotectorate Ukraine over there as well. But this is just about the strongest Axis victory you can get in this game, excluding the USA falling. That just takes forever for the Axis to do. But thank you everyone for following this series. I know I said I was going to do 3 parts, but it ended up finishing in 2, so I think that's pretty good as well. Thank you to all the new subscribers from Drew's channel for joining this and subscribing here. Make sure to let me know if you want to see any kind of series down in the comments. I will make sure to check them out. And I will see you guys all next time. Peace.